Hello and welcome to this Beyond Shakespeare second look session, looking at Like Will to Like, Quoth the Devil to the Collier, a play that we've already done a second look at. We've done our first take. This is a second take. We're going to be doing this at pace with some level of prep. Not necessarily a lot of prep, but we're going to do some level of prep. Has occurred over the last 2 weeks or so. Some of us have more opportunities for costume changes than others. Some people are literally moving house and have no opportunity to do costumes and movements at all. So with all of those elements in mind, in a moment we're going to go to Like Will to Like, Quoth the Devil to the Collier. We want you to remember that phrase. That phrase is very important to us. If you're watching this at home and enjoying this particular piece of entertainment, every time you hear this phrase, we want you to drink. So just take that in mind. Remember that for the scenes ahead. When you see or hear the words Like Will to Like, Quoth the Devil to the Collier, that is your cue to drink. And of course, Beyond Shakespeare would like you all to drink responsibly. Enjoy.
Cicero, in his book De Amitia, these words doth express, saying, nothing is more desirous than like is unto like, whose words are most true and of a certainty doubtless. For the virtuous do not the virtuous company mislike, but the vicious doth the virtuous company eschew, and like will unto like. This is most true. It is not my meaning your ears for to weary with hearkening what is the effect of our matter, but our pretense is to move you to be merry, merrily to speak, meaning no man to flatter. The name of this matter, as I said a while ere, is Like Will to Like, quoth the devil to the collier. Sith pithy proverbs in our English tongue doth abound, our author thought good such a one for to choose, as may show good example, and mirth may eke be found, but no lascivious toys he purposeth to use. Herein, as it were in a glass, not this kind of glass, see you may the advancement of virtue, of vice the decay. To what ruin ruffians and roisters are brought, you may here see of them the final end. Begging is the best, though that end be naught, but hanging is worse. Yes, most worse, if they do not amend. The virtuous life is brought to honor and dignity, and at the last to everlasting eternity. And because diverse men of diverse minds be, some do matters of mirth and pastime require, others some are delighted with matters of gravity. To please all men is our author's chief desire. Because desiring, wherefore mirth with measured sadness is annexed, desiring that none here at our matter will be perplexed. Thus, as I said, I will be short and brief, because from this dump you shall relieve it be, and the devil with the collier, the thief that seeks the thief, shall soon make you merry, so shortly you shall see. And sith mirth for sadness is a sauce most sweet, take mirth then with measure, the best sauce is it.
Now, like unto like, it will be none other. Stoop, gentle knave, and take up your brother. Why is it so? And even so, indeed. Why then, may I say, God send us good speed. Is everyone here so greatly unkind that I am no sooner out of sight, but quite out of mind? Marry, this will make a man even weep for woe. On a sudden, no man shall him know. 'Tis meant be so dangerous now at this day. Yet, women, kind worms, I dare say. How say you? Woman, you that stand in the angle, Were you never acquainted with Nicole Newfangle? And I see Nicole Newfangle is quite forgot that you will know me anon, my dear Jeopardy groat. Nicole Newfangle is my name. Do you not me know? But my whole education to you I will show. For first, before I was born, I remember it very well, my grandsire and I made a journey into hell, where I was bound prentice before my nativity to Lucifer himself, such was my agility. All kinds of sciences he taught unto me, that to the maintenance of pride might best agree. I learned to make gowns with long sleeves and wings. I learned to make ruffs like calves' chitterlings, caps, hats, coats, with all kinds of apparels, and especially breeches with as big as good barrels, shoes, boots, buskins with many pretty toys, all kinds of garments for men, women, and boys. Know ye me now? I know that at the last, all acquaintance from Nicole Newfangle is not past. Nicole Newfangle was and is and ever shall be. And there are but few that are not acquainted with me. For as soon as my apprenticehood was once come out, I went by and by the whole world about. Sancti benedicite, what have we here? Tom Tumbler or else dancing bear? Body of me, it were best not go near. For aught that I see, it is my godfather, Lucifer, whose prentice I have been this many a day. No more words, but mum, you shall hear what he will say.
Ho, mine own boy, I am glad that thou art here.
He's speaking to you, sir. I pray you, come near.
Nay, thou art even he of whom I am well apaid.
Then speak aloof, for to come nigh, I'm afraid.
Why so, my boy, as though thou didst never see me?
Yes, godfather, but I'm afraid it is now, as it is oftentimes with thee, for if my dame and thou hast been tumbling by the ears, as often you do, like a couple of great bears, thou carest not whom thou killest in thy raging mind. And yet, dost thou not remember, since thou didst bruise me behind, this hole in thy fury didst thou disclose, that now may a tent be put in as big as thy nose? This was when my dame called me a bottle-nosed knave, but I'd like to carry the mark to my grave.
Oh, my good boy, be not afraid, for no such thing hath happened as thou hast said. But come to me, my boy, and bless thee I will, and see that my precepts thou do fulfill.
Well, godfather, if you will say aught to me in this case, speak, for if faith, I mean not to kneel to that ill face. If Our Lady of Walsingham had no fairer nose and visage, by the mass they were fools that would go to her on pilgrimage.
Well, boy, it shall not greatly skill, whether thou stand or whether thou kneel. Thou knowest what sciences I have thee taught, which are able to bring the world to naught. For thou knowest that through pride from heaven I was cast, even unto hell. Wherefore, see thou, make haste. Such pride through new fashions in men's hearts for to sow, that those that use it may have the like overthrow. From virtue procure men to set their minds aside, and wholly employ it to all sin and pride. Let thy newfangled fashions bear such a sway, that a rascal may be so proud as he that best may.
Tosh! Tosh! That is already brought to pass. A very skipjack is prouder, I swear by the mass, and seeketh to go gayer and more brave than doth a lord, though he himself be a knave.
I can thee thank that so well thou hast played thy part. Such as do so shall soon feel the smart. Sith thou hast thus done, there remaineth behind that thou in another thing show thy right kind.
Then, good godfather, let me hear thy mind.
Thou knowest I am both proud and arrogant, and with the proud I will ever be conversant. I cannot abide to see men that are vicious accompany themselves with such as be virtuous. Wherefore my mind is, set thou thy part canst play, that thou adjoin like to like all.
I never loved that well, I swear by this day.
What, my boy?
Your mind is, Sith, I've fast 3 meals every Good Friday, that I eat nothing but onions and leeks alway.
Nay, my mind is, sith thou thy part canst play, that thou adjoin like to like alway.
Tush, good godfather devil, for that have thou no care. Thou knowest that, like what I like, quoth the devil to the collier. Oh. And thou shalt see that such match I shall make anon, that thou shalt say, I am thy good, sweet, godson.
I will give thee thanks when thou hast so done.
Well, godfather, no more words but mum, for yonder comes the collier, as seemeth me, by the mass. He will make a good mate for thee. Oh, what? Old acquaintance, small remembrance. Welcome to town with a very vengeance. Now, welcome, Tom Collier. Give me thy hand, as very a knave as any in England.
By mass, God a mercy, my friend Nicole.
By God and welcome, gentle Tom Nicole.
I'm glad to see thee merry, my friend Nicole. And how dost nowadays, good Nicole?
Well, nothing else but even plain Nicole.
Ah, I pray thee tell me how dost, good friend Nicole.
Turn from Nicole to Licole with Tom Collier.
Yeah.
I say no more, Tom. Hold thy nose there.
Nay, hold thy tongue, Nicole, till my nose doth come. So thou shalt take part, and I shall take some.
Well, Tom Collier, let these things pass away. Tell me what market thou hast made of thy coal today.
To every bushel he sold but 3 peck. Lo, here be the empty sacks on my neck. Can beguile the horsens that a me have bought, but to beguile me was their whole thought.
Oh, but hast thou no conscience to beguile thy poor neighbour?
No, marry, so it may gain for my labour. It is a common trade nowadays, this is plain, to cut one another's throat for lucre and gain. A small fault as the world is now brought to pass.
Thou art a good fellow, I swear by the mass, as fit a companion for the devil as may be. Lo, godfather devil, this fellow will match with thee.
And good Tom Collier, thou art welcome to me.
God a mercy, devil? I'm glad of thy company.
Like will to like, I see very well.
Ooh.
Godfather, will thou dance a little before they go home to help?
I am content so that Tom Collier do agree.
I will never refuse, devil, to dance with thee.
Then, Godfather, name what the dance shall be.
Tom Collier of Crichton hath sold his coal.
Well, then have at it by my father's soul. Tom Collier of Crichton hath sold his coals and made his market today. But now he danceth with the devil, for like will to like alway. Wherefore he rejoice and sing, let us be merry and glad. Sith that the Collier and the devil this match and dance hath made. Now of this dance we make an end with mirth and eat with joy. The Collier and the devil will be much like to like always.
Hey.
Marry, let's trim singing. I've not thought the devil could be so cunning. By the mass, Tom Collier is as good as he. I see that. 1, 2, 3. Like with like ever will agree.
Farewell, Master Devil, for eke must be gone.
Why, then, farewell, my gentle friend, Tom.
Farewell, Tom Collier, and nay be thy comfort. How sayest thou, Godfather, is this not trim sport?
Thou art mine own boy, my blessing thou shalt have.
By truth, Godfather, thy blessing I do not crave. But if you go your way, I will do my diligence as well in your absence as in your presence.
But thou shalt salute me ere I go, doubtless, that in thy doings thou mayest have the better success. Wherefore kneel down and say after me.
When the devil will have it so, it need so be. What shall I say, bottle-nosed Godfather? Canst thou tell?
All hail, O noble prince of hell!
All mere dames' cows' tails fell down in the well.
I will exalt thee above the clouds.
I will salt thee and hang thee in the shroud.
Thou art the enhancer of my renown.
Thou art Hance, the hangman of Calais town.
To thee be honour alone.
To thee shall come our hobbling Joan.
Amen.
Amen.
Now, farewell, my boy. Farewell heartily. Is there never a knave here will keep the devil company?
Farewell, Godfather, for thou must go alone. I pray thee come hither again anon. Body of me, I was so afraid I was like to bestench the place. My buttocks made buttons of the new fashion. While the horse and devil was making a salutation. But by mass, I am so glad as ever was Madge Mare that the horse and devil is joined with the knave Collier. As fit a match as ever could be picked out. What sayest thou, Joan, with the long snout? But who comes yonder, puffing, as hot as a black pudding? I told £20 it's a ruffian of a goose go a gooding.
Gog's heart and his gut. Is not this too bad? Blood, wounds, and nails, it will make a man mad.
I warrant you, here is a lusty one and very brave. I think anon he will swear himself a knave.
Many a mile have I ridden, and many a mile have I gone. Yet can I not find for me a fit companion. Many there be which my company would frequent, to do as they do, I would be content. Oh, they would have me leave off my pride and my swearing, my new fangled fashions, and leave off this wearing. But rather than I such companions will have, I will see 1,000 of them laid in the grave. Similis similum simi querit, such a wonder I see, as unto myself in every condition is like.
Sir, you are welcome. You seem to be an honest man, and I will help you in this matter, much as I can. If you will tarry here a while, I tell you, in good sooth, I will find one as fit for you as a pudding for a friar's mouth.
Oh, thank you, my friend, for your gentle offer to me. Pray tell me, what may your name be?
Well, me think by your apparel you have had me in regard. I pray you, of Nicole Newfangle, have you never heard?
Nicole Newfangle. Nicole Newfangle? Why, are we an old acquaintance?
Well, by my troth, your name is quite out of my remembrance.
You're first coming into England, well, I what? You were well acquainted with Tom Tosspot.
Tom Tosspot? Sancti, amen! How are you out of my mind?
You know, when you were brought into England, this newfangled kind, that Tosspots and ruffians with you were first acquainted.
Well, it's even so, Tom Tosspot, as thou hast said.
It is an old saying that mountains and hills never meet, but I see that men shall meet that they do not seek. And I promise you more joy in my heart that I have found than if I had gained £100.
And I am as glad as one had given me a groat that I have now met with ye, Tom Tosspot. And seeing that thou wouldst a mate so fain have, I will join thee with one. Thou mayest believe that thou shalt be as very a knave as thou art thyself. Thou mayest believe me. Thou shalt see anon what I shall do for thee. For you seek for as very knave as you yourself are, for like will to like the devil to the collier.
Indeed, Nicole Newfangle, ye say the verity, for like will to like. It will none otherwise be.
Behold, Tom Tosspot, even in pudding time, yonder cometh Roister.
Hey!
By the mass, for thee, he is so fit a mate as Tom and Tib for Kit and Kate. Now, welcome, my friend, Ralph Roister, by the mass.
And I am glad to see thee here in this place.
Biddy welcome, heart. He can play a knave's part.
My friend, you are welcome with all my heart.
God in mercy, good fellow, tell me what thou art.
As very a knave as thou, though the best be too bad.
I am one which of your company would be very glad.
And I will not your company refuse of a certainty, so that to my conditions your manners do agree.
It should appear by your sayings that we are of one mind, for I know that roisters and tosspots come of one kind. And as for our names, he much of one accord and much like, so I think our conditions be not far unlike.
If your name to me you will declare and show, you may in this manner my mind sooner to know.
Oh, few words even, and best of all friends, this is true. Wherefore I shall briefly show my name unto you. Tom Tosspot it is. It need not be painted. Wherefore with Ralph Roister must needs be acquainted.
Ralph Roister, if that would be ruled by me, we will dance hand in hand like knaves all three. It is as impossible for thee his company to deny as it is for a camel to creep through a needle's eye. Therefore, bid him welcome as a knave thou art.
By my troth, Tom Tosspot, you are welcome with all my heart.
I think that you are my acquaintance. Ye will take in good part. And by my troth, I will be your sworn brother.
Like me to like.
Yay!
It will be none other, for the virtuous will always virtue's company seek out. A gentleman never seeketh the company of a lout, and roisters and ruffians do sober company eschew. For like will to like. Ever, this is most true.
Now, friend Tom Tosspot, seeing that we are brethren sworn, and neither of our companies from other may before born, the whole trade of my life to thee I will declare.
And to tell you my properties also I shall not spare.
Then, my masters, if you will a while abide it, you shall see two such knaves, so lively describe it, that if hell should be raked, even by and by indeed, such another couple cannot be found, I swear by my creed. Oh, go to, sir, say, on your whole minds, and I shall paint you out in your right kinds. First, Tom Tosspot, plead thou thy cause and thy name, and I will sit in this chair and give sentence on the same. I will play the judge, and in this matter give judgment. How say you, my masters? Are you not so content?
By my troth, for my part thereto I do agree.
We were to blame if any fault should be in me.
Then that I be in office, neither of you do grudge.
No, indeed.
Worse than you to stand cop before a judge. You certainly knaves. Show you all your manners at once.
Why, Nicole, all we contend.
Am I plain Nicole? Yet it is in my arbitrament to judge which of you two is the verier knave. I am Mr. Nicole Newfangle, both gay and brave. For seeing you make me your judge, I trow, I shall teach you both your lyrics to know.
Stay yourself, I sir, I pray you heartily.
Pray you be content, and we will be more mannerly.
I cannot put up such an injury. For seeing I am in office, I will be known before. Send your head, sirs, for I will to it once more.
I pray you be content, good master, Nicole.
I never saw the like, by God's soul.
Well, my masters, because you do intend to learn good manners and your conditions to amend, I'll have but one fit more, and so make an end.
I pray you, sir, let us no more contend.
No, this hath pleased me very well. Now, let me hear how your tales ye can tell, and I, Master Judge, shall so bring to pass that I will judge who should be knave of clubs at Christmas.
Oh, God's road, I am like Phalaris, that made a bull of brass.
Oh, knave now and evermore was.
Nay, I have looked for Loris that made the folk bull of brass as a cruel torment for as much as did offend, and he himself as therein put was, even so are we brought to this end. In the day we give a judge who ruled honour to the gods, so far our own tales we have made a rod.
And I am served as Haman that prepared.
How was he served, I pray thee? Do me tell.
Who I speak of, thou knowest well.
Thou served as Harry Hangman, captain of the Black Guard.
Nay, I am served as Haman, that prepared a high pair of gallows for Mordecai the Jew, and was the first himself that thereon was hanged. So I feel the smart of mine own rude. This is true, but hereafter I will learn to be wise, and ere I leap once, I will look twice.
Well, Tom Tosspot, first let me hear thee. How canst thou prove thyself a verier knave than he?
You know that Tom Tosspot men do me call.
A knave that thou hast always been, and evermore shall.
My conditions, I am sure you know as well as I.
A knave thou wast born, and so thou shalt die.
Oh, but that you are a judge, I would say unto you, knaves are Christian men, else you were a Jew.
He calls me knave by craft, do you not see? Sirrah, I will remember it when you think not on me. Well, say what thou canst for thine own behoof. If thou provest thyself the very knave by good proof, thou must be the elder brother and have the patrimony. And when he hath said, then do thou reply. Even Thomas the Waterings or Tyburn Hill, to the falsest thief of you both, by my father's will.
I pray you, sir, what is that patrimony?
I pray you leave your courtesy, and I will tell you by and by. If he be the more knave, the patrimony he must have. But thou shalt have it if thou prove thyself the verier knave. A piece of ground it is, that of beggar's manor doth hold, and whoso deserves it shall have it. Ye may be bold, called St. Thomas the Waterings, or else Tyburn Hill, given and so bequeathed to the falsest knave by will.
Then trow I am he, that this patrimony shall possess. For I, Tom Tosspot, to use this trade, doubtless. Oh, from morning to night I sit tossing the black bowl, then come I home and pray for my father's soul. Say my prayers with wounds, blood, guts, and heart, swearing and staring. Does play my part. If any poor man having a whole week earned one groat, he shall spend it in 1 hour in tossing the pot. I used to call servants and poor men to my company, and make them spend all they have unthriftily, so that my company they think to be so good that in short space their hair grows through their hood.
But will no gossips keep thee company now and then?
Tush, I am well acquainted with many a woman that with me will sit in every house and place. But when their husbands had need fend their face, for when they come home they will not be feared to shake the good man, and sometimes shave his beard. And as for the Flemish servants, we have such a trade that for quass and carouse, and therein spend their gain from week to week. I have all this company, wherefore I am worthy to have the patrimony.
Thou mayst be called a knave in grain, and where knaves are scant, thou shalt go for twain. But now, Rafe Roister, let me hear what thou canst say.
You know that Rafe Roister I am called alway, and my conditions and knavery so far doth surmount, that to this patrimony I make mine account. For I entice young gentlemen all virtue to eschew, and to give themselves to riotousness, this is true. Serving men also by me are so seduced, that all in bravery their minds are confused. Then if they have not themselves to maintain, to pick and to steal they must be fain. And I may say to you, I have such a train, and that sometime I pitch a field on Salisbury Plain, and much more if need were. I could say verily, wherefore I am worthy to have the patrimony.
We that shall judge this matter need have more wit than I. But seeing that you referred it unto my arbitrament, in faith I will give such equal judgment, that both of you shall be well pleased and content.
Nay, I have not done, for I can say much more.
Ah, well, I will not have you contend any more. But this farm, which to beggar's manor doth appertain, I will equally divide between you twain. Are you not content that so it shall be?
As it
As
pleaseth
it pleaseth you,
so
so
shall
shall
we agree.
Then see that anon ye both come to me.
Sir, for my part, I thank you heartily. I promise of late to come unto a company, which ad hob filters for me doth remain. God be with you, and anon I will come again.
Well, brother Rafe, I will come to you anon.
Come again, for you shall not be so suddenly gone. See you not who comes yonder? An old friend of yours, one that is ready to quass at all hours.
Quass in heart and quass again and quass about the house and toss the black ball to and fro and drinks them all carouser. Whoa.
Hey.
God's now to drunk so much today that Mass Chama most drunk say to spend grot that I could find my captain Tom Tosspot.
Now, good Hance, lest thou liest on the ground. He knows not Tom Tosspot, I dare jeopard £20.
He will know me by and by, and I hope you a crown. How hadst thou, servant Hance? How comes this to pass?
Tom clad by a mask caroused to the Tom.
Oh, not good Hance, I will pledge thee anon.
Well, there is no remedy, but I must be gone.
Harry, good fellow, word of twain, if thou dost thyself did not come again, bid Philip Fleming could come hither to me, for he must lead me home now to thee.
Then farewell, Hance, I will remember thy errand. He will be here by and by, I dare be his warrant.
Farewell, Rafe Roister, with all my heart. Come anon, and I will deliver thee thy part.
Now, Hance, right now thou drinkst to me. Drink again, and I will pledge thee.
Potato? The pot is empty.
Why, Hance, thou hast Latin in the belly, methink. I thought there was no room for Latin, there's so much drink.
I learned some Latin which when it was a lad. It consented to West Nebulo. It learned of my dad, and it could once help the priest to say mass. But yes, mama, it had been cunning when 'twas.
I knew Hance when he was, as he said, for he was once a scholar in good faith. But through my company he was withdrawn from thence, through his riot and excessive expense, unto this trade which now you do in him see, so that now he is wholly addicted to follow me. Oh, and one of my guard he is now become. Well, Hance, well, thou wast once a white son.
Now, so God help me, thou art a pretty fellow, Hans. A clean-legged gentleman, and as proper a paunch as any I know between this and France.
Yes, but by God, it could once dance.
I speak of no dancing, little-bellied Hans, but seeing thou sayest thou canst so well dance, let me see where thou canst dance lively.
Oh, that I can, I do full well trimly.
Rise again, Hans, thou had almost got a fall. I mean, that dances trimly, legs and all. Body of me, Hans, how doth the belly? Canst thou tell? Oh, by the mass he hath bewrayed his breeches. Methink by the smell.
Oh, we will help thee up. Hance, give me thy hand.
Oh, it was almost down, verily.
Wast almost down, Hans. Marry, so think I. But thou art sick, methink by the groaning. It looks like a bear. Oh, groaning. How his head aches! How his pulses do beat! I think it will be hanged his belly is so great.
Oh, God, the mercy, good chum, with all my heart.
If thou canst not leap, Hans, let me see thee drink a quart and get thee out abroad into the open air.
Oh, Tushy had more need to keep in this chair. Sit down, Hance. Thou shalt see anon. Fleming will come to fetch thee home.
I pray thee, come, Tosspot, is this one of thy men?
He is a companion of mine now and then.
Oh, the faith of my body, such carpenter, such chips, and as the wise man said, such lettuce lips, such lips, like master, like man, like tutor, like Collier, and like will to like the devil to the Collier.
Oh, it is of no remedy, for it must needs so be. Like will to like. You may believe me. Hey.
Philip Fleming cometh even in pudding time.
He bringeth in his hand either good ale or good wine.
Roll the ball and drink to me, and roll the ball again, and put a brown toast in the pot for Philip Fleming's brain, and I shall toss it to and fro, even round about the house. Good hostess, let it now be so. I drink them all, carouser.
Carousel.
Marry, here is a pint of noppy good ale, as clear as the crystal, pure and stale. Now, a crab in the fire were worth a good groat that I might quass with my captain, Tom Tosspot. What? I can no sooner wish but by and by I have. God save mine eyesight, I think I see a knave. What, Captain? How goes the world with you?
Why, now I see the old proverb to be true. Like will to like. Both with Christian, Turk, and Jew. Marry Philip, even I was wont to do.
Rafe Roister told me that I should find Hance. I should find Hance here. Where is he that he doth not appear?
I owe £20. The knave is blind. Turn about, Philip Fleming. Look behind. I saw so much drunk that their eyes be out. Look how he snoreth like a lazy lout. Go to him, for he sleepeth sound. Two such paunches in England can scant be found.
Why, Hance! Hance!
Hance!
Are you my prayers so devoutly? Awake, man! And we two will quass together stoutly.
Domine, Dominus Noster, methinks you spied 3 knaves in a cluster.
Well, stay a while, he saith his paternoster.
Sancta Benedictum, what have I dreamed? By gogs nouns, ch'd thought I could been in my bed, ch'd dreamed such a dream as thou wilt marvel to hear. Methought I was drowned in a barrel of beer, and by the barrel was turned to a ship, which methought the wind made lively to skip, and I did sail therein from Flanders to France. At last I was brought hither among a sort of knaves by chance.
Lo, Hance, here is Philip Fleming. Come now, we will go drink together. How sayest thou?
Oh, pray thee, good Philip, now lead me away.
Give me thy hand. Woo! And I will thee stay.
How say you, Master Nicole, will you keep us company?
You go before, Master Nicole, and I will come by and by. Mates match together, depart you 3. I will come after, you may believe me. Now 3 knaves are gone, and I'm left alone myself here to solace. Well done, gentle Joan, why begin you to moan? They be gone, I am in place. And now will I dance, and now will I prance, for why I have none other work. Snip, snap, butter is no bone meat, and its flesh is no pork. Hey, tisty, choisty, an owl is a bird, jackanapes hath an old face. You may believe me at one bare word, I'll like you this merry case. A piece of ground they think they have found, I will tell you what it is. For I them told a beggar's manor it did hold, a staff and a wallet herewith, which in a short space, even in this place, of me they shall receive. For when that their drift hath spent all their thrift, their minds I shall deceive. I trow you shall see more knaves come to me, which whensoever they do, they shall have their meed, as they deserve indeed, as you shall see shortly these 2. When they do pretend to have a good end, mark well then what shall ensue. A bag and a bottle, or else a rope knottle. This shall they prove too true. But mark well this game, I see this gift frame. Lo, who cometh now in such haste? It is Cuthbert Cutpurse and Pierce Pickpurse. Give room now, a little cast.
My gog's wounds, it doth me good to the heart to see how cleanly I played this part. While they stood thrusting together in the throng, I began to go them among, and with this knife, which here you do see, I cut away this purse cleanly.
Whoa, stick to your purses, my masters. Be ruled by me, for knaves are abroad, therefore beware. You're warned, and you take not heed, I do not care.
Also, as soon as I... Can't do it. Also, as soon as I had espied a woman in the throng, whose purse was fat, I took it by the strings and cleanly it untied. She knew no more of it than give our cat, yet at the last she hied a pace and said that the money in my hand she saw. Thou whore, said I will have an action of the case, and seest thou say so, I will try the law.
How sayest thou, Pierce Pickpurse? Art thou not agreed these two booties equally to divide? Then let us count the total sum and divide it equally when we have done.
My masters here is a good fellow that would fain have some.
What, Nicole? Newfangle, be you here? So God help me, I'm glad with all my heart.
And ere we depart, we would have some cheer, and this booty shall have your part.
I thank you both heartily. I will do somewhat for you by and by. Are you not two sworn brothers in every bouquet?
Yes,
That we are truly.
Then I can tell you news which you do not know. Such news as will make you full glad, I trow. But first tell me this, Pierce Pickpurse, which is the elder, thou or Cuthbert Cutpurse?
In faith, I think we are both of the one age, well I?
I suppose there's no great difference truly, but wherefore ask you? I pray you tell me why.
And I will tell you the cause without any delay. For a piece of land is fallen, as I hear say, a proper plot it is. This is most true, which by succession must come to one of you. For thou, Cuthbert Cutpurse, was Cuthbert Cutthroat's son, and thou, Pierce Pickpurse, by that time thou hast done, canst derive thy pedigree from an ancient house. Thy father was Tom Thief, thy mother was Tib Louse. This piece of land, whereto you our inheritors are, is called the land of the two-legged mare, in which piece of ground there is a mare indeed, which is the quickest mare in England for speed. Therefore, if you will come anon unto me, I will put you in possession, and that you shall see.
I cannot believe that such luck has happened to us.
It is true that I to you do discuss.
If you will help us this piece of ground, both of us to you shall think ourselves bound.
Yes, indeed. You shall have it. You may believe me. I will be as good as my word, as shortly you shall see.
Then, Brother Pierce, we may think ourselves happy that ever we were with him acquainted.
Even so we may be of certainty that such good luck unto us hath happened. But, Brother Cuthbert, is it not best to go in for a while and distribute this booty? Whereas we three will make some feast and quass together and be merry.
What say you, Nicole?
I do agree. But soft, but while they rule by me. Look, yonder a little, do you not see who cometh yonder? A while we will abide, let him say his pleasure, and we will stand aside.
O gracious God, how wonderful are thy works! How highly art thou of all men to be praised! Of Christians, Saracens, Jews, and also Turks, thy glory ought to be erected and raised. What joys thou hast prepared for the virtuous life, and such as have thy name in love and awe. Thou hast promised salvation to man, child, and wife, that thy precepts observe and keep well thy law. And to the virtuous life what doth ensue? Virtutis premium honor, Tully doth say. Honor is thy guerdon for virtue due, and eternal salvation at the latter day. How clear in conscience is the virtuous life! The vicious hath consciences so heavy as lead. Their conscience and their doing is alway at strife, and although they live, yet to sin they are dead.
Oh, God give you good morrow, sir. How do you do today?
Ah, God bless you both, also now and alway. I pray you, with me have you any acquaintance?
Yea, marry, I'm an old friend of yours, perchance.
If it be so, I marvel very much that the dullness of my wit should be such that you should be altogether out of my memory. Tell me your name, I pray you heartily.
By the faith of my body, you will oppose me by and by. Indeed, I was but little when I was first born. My mother to tell me my name thought it scorn.
Ha! I will never acquaint me with such in any place as are ashamed of their names by God's grace.
I remember my name now. It is come to my mind. I have mused much before I could it find. Nicole Newfangle it is. I am your old friend.
My friend! Marry, I do thee defy, and all such company I do deny, for thou art a companion for roisters and ruffians, and not fit for any virtuous companions.
In faith, art thou at plain defiance? Then I see I must go to mine old acquaintance. Well, Cuthbert Cutpurse and Pierce Pickpurse, we must go together. For like what to like, quoth the devil to the Collier.
Indeed, thou sayest true. It must needs be so, for like will ever to his like go. Ah, and my conditions and thine so far do disagree, that no familiarity between us may be. For thou nourishest vice both day and night. My name is Virtuous Life, and in virtue is my delight. So vice and virtue cannot together be united, but the one the other hath always spited. For as the water quencheth fire, and the flame doth suppress, so virtue hateth vice, and seeketh a redress.
Does if he be so dangerous, let us not esteem. These not for our company, I see very well. For if it be so good as he doth seem, we and he differ as much as heaven and hell.
You know, that like or to like. Always, always. And you see how holily he is now bent. Seek his company, what do we say?
I promise you, do what you will. I do not consent, for I will not pass for him. Be better or be worse.
Friend, if you be wise, beware your purse. For this fellow may do you good when all comes to all. You chance to lose your purse in Cutpurse Hall. But if faith, fare ye well. Sith of our company, you be weary. We will go to a place where we will be merry. For I see your company and ours do far differ. For like what to like, what the devil to the Collier.
Well, let us be gone and bid him adieu. For I see this proverb proveth very true.
Then let us go to Fob Filcher's house, where we will be merry and quass carouse, and there we shall find Tom Tosspot with other mo. meat makes for us. Therefore, let us go. And seeing we are all of one mind, let us there three go and leave a knave here behind.
You downstairs lay a crab in the fire and boil a mess of sound, that we may toss the bowl to and fro and brings them all Karoulla.
And I will pledge to Tosspot till I be drunk as a merry mouse. Ah! Whoso would drink to me all day, I will pledge them all Karoulla.
Then we will not spare for any cost, so long as we be in house. And hostess, fill the pot again, for I pledge them all carouse.
Wicked imps that have such delight in evil conversation, wicked and abominable, and from virtue's law withdraw yourselves quite, and lean to vice most vile and detestable. How prone and ready we are vice to ensue, how deaf we be good counsel to hear, how strange we make it our hearts to renew, how little have we God's threats in fear. St. Augustine saith in his 5th book De Civitate Dei, Conjuncte sunt edis virtutis et honoris, saith he, the houses of virtue and honor, joined together, be. So the way to honor's house is disposed, that through virtue's house he must needs pass, or else from honor shall he soon be deposed, and brought to that point that he before was. But if through virtue honor may be attained, the path to salvation may soon be gained. Some there be that do fortune prefer, some esteem pleasure more than virtuous life. But in my opinion all such do err, for virtue and fortune be not at strife. Where virtue is, fortune must needs grow, but fortune without virtue has soon the overthrow. Thrice happy are they that do virtue embrace, for a crown of glory shall be their reward. Satan at no time may him anything deface, for God over him will have such regard, that his foes he shall soon tread under foot, and by God's permission pluck them up by the root. It booteth not vice against virtue to stir, for why, vice is feeble and of no force, but virtus aeterna preclaraque habetur, wherefore I would all men would have remorse, and eschew evil company vile and pernicious, delight in virtuous men, and hate the vicious. And as the end of virtue is honor, felicity, so mark well the end of wickedness and vice, shame in this world, and pain eternally, wherefore you that are here learn to be wise. The end of the one with the other weigh, by the time you have heard the end of this play. But why do I thus much say in the praise of virtue, sith the thing praiseworthy needs no praise at all? It praiseth its self-sufficiency, this is true, which chaseth away sin as bitter as gall. And where virtue is, it need not to be praised, for the renown thereof shall soon be raised.
Oh, virtuous life! God rest you merry. To you I am come for to attend.
Good fame! Ye are welcome heartily. I pray you, who did you hither send?
Even God's promise hath sent me unto you, willing me from you not to depart, but always to give attendance due, from you to start. For God of his promise hath most liberally sent me good fame to you, virtuous life, whereby it may be seen manifestly God's great zeal, to virtue both in man and wife. For why they be sure that I, good fame, from the virtuous life will never stray, whereby honor and renown may grow to their name, and eternal salvation at the latter day.
God is gracious and full of great mercy to such as in virtue set their whole delight, pouring his benefits on them abundantly. O man, what meanest thou with thy Saviour to fight? Come unto him, for he is full of mercy, the fountain of virtue and of godliness the spring. Come unto him, and thou shalt live everlastingly. He doth not require thee any price to bring. Venite ad me omnes qui laboratis et honorati estis et ego refocillabo vos. Come unto me, ye that travail, saith he, and such as with sin are heavily loaden, and of me myself refreshed you shall be. Repent, repent, your sins shall be downtrodden. Well, good fame, sith God of his goodness hath hither sent you on me to attend, let us give thank to him with humbleness, and persuade with all men their lives to amend.
Virtuous life, I do there to agree, for it becometh all men to do so. But behold, yonder cometh God's promise as seemeth me, and honor with him cometh also.
Such godly company pleaseth me very well, for vicious men from our company we should expel.
God rest you merry both, and God be your guide.
We are now come to the place where we must abide. For from you virtuous life, I honour may not slide.
I am God's promise, which is a thing etern, and nothing more surer than his promise may be. A sure foundation to such as will learn God's precepts to observe. Then must they needs see honour in this world, and at last a crown of glory, ever in joy and mirth, and never to be sorry. Wherefore, O virtuous life, to you we do repair, as messengers from God his promise to fulfill. And therefore sit you down in this chair, for to endue you with honour is God's promise and will.
Now take this sword in hand as a token of victory. This crown from my head to you I shall give. I crown you with it as one most worthy, and see that all vice you do punish and grieve. For in this world I honour with you shall remain, and good fame from you cannot refrain, and after this life a greater crown you shall attain.
What heart can think, or what tongue can express the great goodness of God, which is almighty, who seeth this and seeks not vice to suppress, honour, good fame, yea, and life everlastingly. Thy name be praised, O Lord, therefore, and to thee only be glory and honour.
Sith God's promise hath brought honor into place, I will for a while leave you three alone. For I must but depart now for a little space, but I shall come to you again anon.
God's promise is infallible, his word is most true, and to ground thereon a man may be bold, as Scripture doth testify and declare unto you, on which foundation your building you may behold. For virtuous rulers the fruit of felicity do reap, and reward of fame and honour to themselves they heap.
Seeing we have now endued him with the crown and the sword, which is due unto him by God's promise and word, let us three sing unto God with one accord.
To sing praises unto God it liketh well me.
And I also with you do thereto agree. A pleasant noise to God's ears it must needs bring, that God's promise, honour, and virtuous life do sing. Life is but short, hope not therein. Virtue immortal seek for to win.
Whoso to virtue doth apply, good fame and honour must obtain, and also live eternally. For virtuous life this is the gain.
Life is but short, hope not therein. Virtue immortal seek for to win.
God's promise sure will never fail. His holy word is a perfect ground. The fort of virtue a man assail, where treasure always doth abound.
Life is but short, hope not therein. Virtue immortal seek for to win.
To thee alone be Lord and praise, O Lord that art so merciful, who never failed at all assays to aid and help the pitiful.
Life is but short, hope not therein. Virtue immortal seek for to win.
Merchandise, a trim, a trim, a merchandise, a trim. Mary, here is merchandise, and who list over to buy any, come see for your love and buy for your money. This is land that I must distribute anon, according to my promise, ere I be gone. For why, Tom Tosspot, since he went hence, hath increased the noble unto 9pence. And Roister, it may no otherwise be chosen, hath brought a pack of wool to a pair of fair hosen. This is good thrift, says. Learn it who shall. And now, couple of fellows come from Cutpurse Hall. There they have brought many a purse to rack. Lo, here is gear that will make their necks for to crack. But I promised Tom Tosspot and Rafe Roister a piece of land. Lo, here it is, ready in my right hand. Wallet and a bottle, but it is not to be sold. I told them before that of beggar's manner it doth hold, and for Cuthbert Cutpurse and Pierce Pickpurse, here is good fare. This is the land of the two-legged mare, which I to them promised, and to divide it with discretion. Shortly you will see, I will put them in possession. How like you the merchandise, my masters? Is it not trim? A wallet, a bottle, a staff, and string. How sayest thou, what wog halter? Is this not a trim thing? Faith, Rafe Roister is in good cases, I suppose, for he has lost all he had, save his doublet and hose. And Tom Tosspot, even at that same point, for he would lose a limb or jeopard a joint. But behold, yonder they both come now. Now all is gone and spent. I know their errand, and what is their intent?
Well, be as be may is no banning, but I fear that when this gear shall come to scanning, the land to which we did wholly trust shall be gone from us, and we cast into the dust.
Dog's blood, if Nicole Newfangle surface so, we may say that we have had a shrewd blow, for all that I had is now lost at the dice, my sword, my buckler, and all that sink and sace, my coat, my cloak, and my hat also, and now in my doublet and my hose I am fain to go. Therefore, if Nicole Newfangle help now, but help not now at a pinch, I am undone, for of land I have not an inch.
By God's wounds, even so it is with me. I am in my doublet and my hosen, as you see. For all that I had will lie at pledge for ale. By the mass, I am as bare as my nail. As my nail. Not a cross of money to bless have I, but I trow we shall meet Nicol Newfangle by and by.
Turn hither, I say, Sir Knave, for I am even he that you so fain would have.
What, Master Nicol? Are you here all this while?
I think I'm here, or else I do thee beguile.
So, God help me, I am glad that you be in sight, for in faith your presence have made my heart light.
I will make it lighter anon, I trow. My masters, I have a piece of land for you, do you know?
Marry, that is the cause of our hither resort. For now we are void of all joy and comfort.
You see what care we now stand in, and you heard us all, so even now I ween. Therefore, good master Nicole, let us have this land now, or we shall think ourselves much bound unto you.
You know, that I this land must divide, which I shall do, but a while abide, all thy goods for ale at pledge be to Tom, and thou sayest a pair of dice have made thee free. First, Roister, come thou unto me, because thou hast lost every wit at dice. Now, take thou this bag to carry bread and cheese, and take thou the bottle, and mark what I shall say. If he chance to eat the bread and cheese by the way, do thou in this matter follow my counsel. Drink up the drink, knock him about the head with the bottle, and because that Rafe is the elder knave, this staff also of me he shall have.
But where is the land that us you promised?
But if faith, good fellows, my promise is performed.
By God's blood, I thought that it would be so.
This must you have, whether you will or no, or else fall to work which trouble him with spade, for begging now must be your chiefest trade.
Gog's heart cannot with this life, to beg my bread from door to door. I will rather cut my throat with a knife than I will live thus beggarly and poor. By Gog's blood, rather than I will it say, I will rob and steal and keep the highway.
Well, Roister, seeing we be in this misery, and labour we cannot, and beg is a shame. Yet better it is to beg more shamefully than to be hanged and to thievery ourselves frame.
Now, my masters, learn to beware, but like will to like. said the devil to the collier.
Oh Lord, why did I not consider before what should of roisting be the final act? Now the horse is stolen, I shut the stable door. Alas, that I had time my life to amend. Time I have, I must needs confess, but yet in misery that time must be spent. Seeing that my life I would not redress, but wholly in riot I have it all spent. Wherefore I am now brought to this exigent, but the time past cannot be called again. This is no nay. Wherefore all here take example by me. Time tarrieth no man, but passeth still away. Take time while time is, for time doth flee. Use well your youthful years, and to virtuous lore agree. For if I to virtue had any respect, this misfortune to me could not have chanced. But because unto vice I was subject, to no good fame may I be now advanced. My credit also is now quite stanched. Wherefore I would all men my woeful case might see, that I to them a mirror might be.
Oh, ye parents, to you do I say, have respect to your children and for their education, lest you answer therefore at the latter day, and your meed shall be eternal damnation. If my parents had brought me up in virtue and learning, I should not have had this shameful end. But all licentiously was my upbringing. Wherefore learn by me your faults to amend, but neither in virtue, learning, or yet honest trade was I bred up my living for to get. Therefore in misery my time must fade, for vicious persons behold now the net. I am in the snare, I am caught with the gin, and now it is too late, I cannot begin again.
This gear would have been seen to before, but now, my masters, you are on the score. Be packing, I say. Get you hence. Learn to say, I pray, good master, give me 9p.
Thou villain, art only the causer of this woe. Therefore thou shalt have somewhat of me ere I go.
Thou hast given me a bottle here, but thou must drink first of it, be it ale or beer.
Take this of me before I go hence.
Take that of me in part of recompense.
Now am I driven to play the master of fence. Come no near me, you knaves, for your life, lest I stick you both with this wood knife.
Now, in faith, you
Back,
horse,
thou
and take
scurvy
heed.
dagger. Oh, they've taken away me dagger.
Now, in faith, you horse, and take heed, I you advise. How you do any more young men may entice.
Now farewell, thou hast thy just meed.
Now we go a-bed. God send us good speed.
Their upright judgment without partiality be ministered duly to ill-doers and offenders. I am one whose name is Severity, appointed a judge to suppress evildoers, not for hatred nor yet for malice, but to advance virtue and suppress vice. Wherefore Isidorus these words doth say, non est judex in eo non est judicia. He is not a judge that justice doth want, but he that truth and equity doth plant. Fully also these words doth express, which words are very true doubtless, semper iniquus est judex, qui aut invidet aut favet. They are unrightful judges all, that are either envious or else partial.
Help me up, good sir, for I have got a fall.
What cause have you, my friend, thus heavily to groan?
Oh, sir, I have good cause to make great moan. Here were two fellows, but right now I think have killed me. I make God avow. I pray you, tell me, sir, am I alive or am I dead?
Fellow, it is more meet for thee to be in thy bed than to lie here in such sort as thou dost.
It's a faith, I should have laid some of the knaves in the dust. If I had your sword right now in presence, I would have had a leg or an arm ere they had gone hence.
Who is it that hath done thee this injury?
A couple of beggars hath done me this villainy.
I see. If severity should not be executed, one man should not live by another. If such injury should not be confuted, the child would regard neither father nor mother. Give me thy hand, and I shall help thee.
Hold fast your sword, then, I pray you heartily.
Friend, it appeareth unto me that you have been a traveller of the country, and such as travel do hear of things done as well in the country as the city of London. How say you, my friend? Can you tell any news?
That can I, for I lately came from the stews. There are knaves abroad, you may believe me, as in this place shortly you shall see. No more words, but mum, and stand a while aside. Yonder come two knaves, therefore abide.
By Gog's wounds, if he help not now, we are undone. By the mass, for my part, I know what not whither to run.
We are so pursued on every side that by Gog's heart I wot nowhere to abide.
Every constable is charged to make privy search, so that if we may be got, we shall be thrown over the perch.
If Nicole, Newfangle, help us not now in our need, we are like in our business full evil to speed. Therefore let us make no delay, but seek him out of hand and be gone away.
My masters, a while are you, pray? I am here, for whom you do seek. For you know that like will never from like. I promised you of late a piece of land, which by and by shall fall into your hand.
What, Master Nicole? How do you do today?
For the passion of God, Master Nicole, help us to rid us away. And help us to the land whereof you did say, that we might make money of it by and by. For out of the realm we purpose to fly.
Marry, I will help you, I swear, by all hallows, and will not part from you till you come to the gallows. Lo, noble Severity, these be they without doubt on whom this rumour of thievery is gone about. Therefore, my masters, here is the snare, shall lead you to the land of the two-legged mare.
My friend, hold them fast, even in that plight.
Then come and help me with your sword, for I fear they will fight.
Strive not, my masters, for it shall not avail, but a while give ear unto my counsel. Your own words have condemned you for to die, and therefore to God make yourselves ready, and by I will send one, which for your abusion shall lead you to the place of execution.
Help to tie their hands before you be gone.
Now they are bound. I will send one to you anon.
My masters, how like you this play? You should take possession of your land today. I will help to bridle the two-legged mare, and both of you to ride need not spare. And so God help me, I swear, by this bread, I marvel who shall play the knave when you twain be dead.
O cursed caitiff, born in an evil hour, woe unto me that ever I did thee know. For of all iniquity thou art the bower, the seed of Satan thou dost always sow. Thou hast only given me the overthrow. Woe worth the hour wherein I was born. Woe worth the time that ever I knew thee. For now in misery I am forlorn. All youth, take example by me. Flee from evil company as from a serpent you would flee. For I to you all a mirror may be. I have been daintily and delicately bred, but nothing at all in virtuous love, and now I am but a man dead, hanged I must be, which grieveth me full sore. Note well the end of me therefore, and you that fathers and mothers be, bring not up your children in too much liberty.
Sith that by the law we are now condemned, let us call to God for his mercy and his grace, and exhort that all vice may be amended while we in this world have time and space. Though our lives have licentiously been spent, yet at the last to God let us call, for he heareth such as are ready to repent, and desireth not that sinners should fall. Now we are ready to suffer, come when it shall.
Oh, come, Hankin, hangman! Let us two cast lots, and between us divide a couple of coats. You take the one, the other shall be mine. Come, Hankin, hangman, thou camest in good time.
Thou shalt have one, Nicole, I swear by the mass. For thou bringest work for me daily to pass. And through thy means I get more coats in 1 year than all my living is worth beside, I swear. Therefore, Nicole Newfangle, we will depart never, for like will to like, quoth the devil to the Collier.
Farewell, Hankin, hangman, farewell to thee.
Farewell, Newfangle. Come you two with me.
It's a brace of hounds, well worth a dozen crows. Behold, the huntsman leadeth away. I think in 20 towns on hills and eke on downs they have taken their prey. So well liked was their hunting on hill and eke on mountain, that now they be up in a lease to keep within a string. Is it not a gay thing? Oh, and do all of you hold your peace? Why then, good gentle boy, how likest thou this play? No more, but say thy mind. I swear by this day, if thou wilt this say, I will to thee be kind. This is well brought to pass of me. I swear by the mass, some to hang, others to beg. I would I had Balaam's ass to carry me where I was. Oh, how say you, little Meg? Rafe Roister and Tom Tosspot are now not worth a groat. So well with them it is. Oh, I would I had a pot. And now I'm so hot by the mass, I must go piss. Philip Fleming and Hance have danced a pretty dance, that all is now spent out. And now a great mischance came on while they did prance. They lie sick of the gout, and in a spittle house with little Lawrence Louse, they be for twain fain to dwell. If they eat a morsel of souse or a roasted mouse, they think they do well. As for Pierce Pickpurse, and also Cuthbert Cutpurse, you saw them both right now. For them it is much worse, for they do ban and curse, for the halter shall them bow. Now, if I had my nag, to see the world wag, I would straight ride about. Jinx, go fill the bag. I would not pass a rag to hit you on the snout.
Ho, 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 mine own boy, make no more delay, but leap up on my back straight away.
Oh, well, who shall hold my stirrup when I go to horse?
Gosh, for that do thou not force. Leap up, I say. Leap up quickly.
Whoa, Bo! Whoa! I will come by and by. Now, for a pair of spurs, I would give a good groat to try whether this jade do amble or trot. Farewell, my masters, till I come again. For now, I must make a journey into Spain.
O worthy diadem, O jewel most precious, O virtue, which dost all worldly things excel, how worthy a treasure thou art to the virtuous! Thy praise no pen may write nor no tongue tell. For I, who am called virtuous life, have in this world both honour and dignity. Immortal fame of man, child, and wife daily waiteth and attendeth on me. The commodity of virtue in me you may behold, the enormity of vice you also have seen. Therefore now, to make an end, we may be bold. Pray for our noble and virtuous queen.
Do so, virtuous life, it is our bounden duty, and because we must do so before we do end, and to aid us therein good fame cometh verily, which daily and hourly on you doth attend.
Virtuous life, do what you list. To pray or to sing, I will you assist.
O Lord of hosts, O King almighty, pour down thy grace upon our noble queen. Vanquish her foes, Lord, that daily and nightly through her thy laws may be sincerely seen.
The honourable council also, O Lord, preserve the lords both of the clergy and of the temporality. Grant that with meekness they may thee serve, submitting to thee with all humility.
O Lord, preserve the commons of this realm also. Pour upon them thy heavenly grace, to advance virtue and vice to overthrow. That at last in heaven with thee they may have place, where like to like is a matched so, that virtue must of force decay. Their God with vengeance, plagues and woe, by judgment just must needs repay. For like to like, the worldlings cry, although both likes do grace defy. And whereas Satan planted hath in vicious minds a sinful trade, there, like to like, do walk his path, by which to him like they are made. So like with like reward obtain, to have their meed in endless pain. Likewise in faith, where matches be, and whereas God hath planted grace, there do his children still agree, and like to like, do run their race, like Christ, like hearts of Christian men, as like to like, well coupled then. Therefore, like grace, like faith and love, like virtue springs in each degree, where like assistance from above doth make them like so right to be, a holy God, a Christ most just, and so like souls in him to trust, then like as Christ above doth reign, in heaven high our Savior best, so like with him shall be our gain, in peace and joy and endless rest, if we ourselves like him do frame, in fear of his most holy name. To him be praise that grace doth give, whereby he fashioneth us anew, and makes us holily to live, like to himself in faith most true, which our redemption sure hath wrought, like him to be most dearly bought.
Okay, and that closes our second take run at the play. I feel the words drink are very important here, because the gremlins have definitely been out tonight in force in terms of a lot of the tech going just a teensy-weensy bit wrong. But out of that, there was all sorts of interesting additional data coming in. Welcome back to the room, the wonderful performers today, Greg, Eric, Liza, Rachael, Lynsey, and Stephen. Well done, everyone, especially considering so many little things going wrong there. It was interesting. I really liked the way that Rachael sort of, from the good side, sort of exercised the drinking game at the end. I found that really interesting. Like, it's the moment, every time you said like, it was like, no. Is it? No, this is a good drinking game. This is fine. This isn't evil. And so much more evil came crawling out of the woodwork tonight as well. When we turn to the dark side, and it does slowly happen, I thought there was some really, really effective stuff going on there. I almost feel actually we need to make some of the earlier comedy slightly nastier as well. There's something about the vertigo of when Lynsey was wheeling the camera around. It was sort of making me remember just actually how awful that character must be feeling at that time. Poor Hance, just that kind of whirly drunk, and he's being used by people in quite a cruel way, and I'm wondering whether actually that's something that could be leaned into more, rather than saying, this is funny japes. No, these people are horrible people, and we need to perhaps lean into that more. But it is important that there is a journey, that we go from it's all good fun to hangy deaf time. And yes, should we say that Liza's hangman was, that's not the kind of hangman one wants to see. I mean, never wants to see a hangman, but that one is really quite clearly good at their job. The ultimate gangman, as it were.
Never had any complaints yet.
We are technically actually over time. Does anyone have any final thoughts about the difference between these runs and the different experience it was for you in terms of stuff coming out of the text between the two sessions? Eric?
I was just going to say that, like, Stephen was amazing and everyone was amazing. And yeah, sorry about the random appearance in the middle.
Yeah, there are some things that went wrong. We can acknowledge that. That is fine. But some really interesting things did happen along the way, and ultimately this is always just a rehearsal for the next time we do it.
It's fine as long as Severity doesn't find out.
Yeah, don't tell Severity. Don't, because there's bad things happen.
Oh, there was nearly another hat for Severity, but I just stopped.
Lynsey, is this your last day in Norfolk?
Yes.
So you leave tomorrow?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, are you all packed?
Yes, you can demonstrate the house that you're currently living in, because it doesn't matter if anyone tries to steal your stuff, because you won't be there.
Steal.
Anyway, I'm going to take this as my cue to close the session and make a decision whether to cut out that little detour there. All that remains is thank all the wonderful performers for bringing more out of the text tonight. And I'm sure we will return someday to Like Will to Like, because there's still, I think, more to dig out. All that remains is, I've said that already, I'm going around in circles now as well. Drink! Goodbye!